It is New Year's resolution time, and I thought that I would follow through with some New Year's resolutions because typically, like most people, I go for a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe the whole month, and then kind of stop doing all of those things. Now, New Year's resolutions are important to have because they give you a purpose and they can get you set on a goal to accomplish over the length of the year or whatever time limit that you want. And honestly, setting goals for yourself is a really important thing because by setting goals, you can progress in your life and you can judge your goals, you can follow through with those goals, or you can see where you might have misled yourself on them. Now, sometimes it's really hard to keep a New Year's resolution because a whole year, 365 days, is a lot. And a lot of people, when they set a goal and they might miss a day or 2 days, they might just stop doing the goal altogether because ultimately they feel like that goal might either have trapped them or it might have hindered their progress. Um, Alternatively, you know, they might do it for a couple of weeks and then realize that it's not something that they enjoy. Um, I think one of the hardest things is when you are setting up goals and you create a goal and yeah, you totally fall off the bandwagon. It is so hard to get back on and to say, look, that was okay, but I need to get back to it. I think the other challenge is that people don't like change. They don't like to try new things and they don't like to push themselves in a way that will either progress them positively or negatively. Well, I mean, usually people will go to the negative route because it's easier. You know, playing video games all day is a lot easier than working out all day, unless you like to work out all day. And conversely, you know, if you do play video games and you record it and you start to get a following, I mean, that can really change your life in positive ways too. So it's not just that video games and working out are hard and easy or good or bad. It's just the example that I use because video games are super easy for me, and working out is only good for me once I do it enough to feel comfortable. And I think that's the other thing too. Is some people think, oh, I got to do it every day, but you know what? Sometimes New Year's resolutions don't have to be every day. They can just be things that get you to the next level and the next level and the next level. So in 2023, I have to admit, it wasn't my best year. Um, you know, I definitely could use some change in my life. I definitely did not work out as much as I wanted to. I definitely drank a lot more than I should have. And I want to be more present than I was in 2023. I feel like 2023, I kind of coasted and floated. Um, and I feel like I pushed myself away from the social scene more than I should have. And I'd like to get back to talking to people, to engaging with people, to not thinking that people are the worst. Because, again, what you think of is what your reality becomes. I'd much rather be positive in this year, and I'd much rather enjoy things more fully, um, which might mean taking breaks more often, but taking them in meaningful ways. Definitely trying to do less solitary things and trying to do things that might make me solitary, but in group settings. So, you know, uh, having a beer with friends is a lot better than drinking a case by yourself in your basement while playing video games and not talking to anybody. That's just me. Again, maybe you have a different idea. So, with New Year's resolutions, one way to create a goal that will sustain over the long term is by creating SMART goals. Those are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound goals. And I feel that my goals are relevant in the SMART realm. Some of them are a little wish-washy, but ultimately, I think they will give me a better standing and make me feel better in general with who I am and my life. I really want to get back into a feeling of being happy and trying to make others happy as well, because I think that's one of the things that I really enjoy. And when I don't get that, I can really go down a rabbit hole and be pretty pessimistic or negative. So I'm trying to be positive in my goal setting. Now, one of the things that I did was I broke down some of my goals on 30-day or 1 month challenges, 60-day or 2 month challenges, and 90-day or 3 month challenges or resolutions, whatever you like to call them, since they are New Year's resolutions. And I think that they are achievable for me. I think that they're specific based on what I need. I think that they are measurable. I think that they're relevant. And I think that by binding them in these 30, 60, 90-day settings, it'll really help me recognize what they are and then maybe change or alter them as I continue the year. Because I find that if I said, hey, this year I'm going to work out every single day, I'm going to miss a day. And that's going to make me feel like I've lost my goal. And instead, I want to create goals where I'm like, okay, for the next 90 days, I'm going to work out 5 times a week. And if I miss 2 days out of the week, well, that's great. And if I miss 4 days out of 1 week, I can try and do 7 days the next week. Or, you know what, I can give myself some slack, especially if you're sick. You can't do something every single day. And then again, after those 30 or 60 or 90 days, I can look at my results and I can change them based off of what I might need moving forward. So with that said, here are my goals for 2024. So first I have my 30-day goals or my 1 month goals. And these goals are going to be something that will really test my habits and hobbies and things that I like to do that sometimes are extremely pleasurable but are pretty damaging long term. My first 30-day goal is that in January, I am not going to spend a penny on anything that isn't essential. So, the mortgage, car insurance, bills, those things I'm going to pay. Groceries, of course, but I'm not going to go, oh yeah, I need that steak for 3 months from now and I'm going to put it in the freezer. No, I'm going to buy just what we need, essentials. This also means that it's going to be a little bit challenging because one of my things is that I like to spend money. I think that it brings me a little bit of joy every time I do. I'll put it this way. This Christmas, I think I spent more money on decorations than I did on actual presents. And so I'm going to really have to rein in what I spend on myself and even what I spend on other people. I'd like to make my purchases more meaningful. And I want to think about it like, if this is something that I really, really need, if this is something that is essential to my life, I'm going to purchase it. But if not, I'm not going to do it. Now, in saying that, we do have gift cards. So we may treat ourselves out for a gift card night because that's something that has already been given to us or gifted to us. And it's something that we can use to still have fun or entertain ourselves. But, I think it would be a lot easier to have a movie night at home than to go to the theater and buy the popcorn and pay for the gas and do all that. And then possibly potentially go and buy something else on the way or, So we'll be able to use gift cards, but otherwise no other spending other than essential goods. That brings me to my next point, which is I'm going to be tracking my exercise and my food intake for the month of January. And it's going to be a lot easier because I'm not going to be spending money on eating out or going to restaurants or anything. So I can track everything that I have on my Fitbit app. which I like to do, and it really helps me rein in how much food I take in because I like to know how many calories I'm eating and how much calories I am burning. And so seeing that difference will really help me rein in my own eating habits, which are also a problem because nothing is worse than sticking to a diet and then at midnight eating a bunch of snacks. So keeping track of that information is going to be really valuable for me to make sure that my calories are in line and make sure that I am not overeating or overindulging in things. Now, tracking my exercise is also going to be valuable because that will help me understand how many calories I need and my macronutrients and all of those things so that I can stay healthy while I'm also exercising. So again, my 30-day goals are all about the things that I think I could really improve in my life and the habits that I kind of hold on to that might be negative because number one, I spend too much money, and by saving that money, I can invest it into my future or into just more enjoyable experiences. Eating more healthily will help me feel better mentally and physically, and then exercising more, again, mental and physical well-being. So next we move on to the 60-day goals. Now, I feel like these 60-day goals are more about my personality, and I think that I need a little bit more time on my 60-day goals so that I can measure them more and see what's working and see what isn't working. So with my 60-day goals, my number one goal is actually to connect more with people. Whether it be a person that I meet in the store or my friends and my family, I tend to, especially when I'm in a negative mood, shy away from others. And I think, over the last couple of years, it was really easy to connect with people about 3 years ago. Everybody was on social media, everybody was available. And I've noticed that as time has carried on, there's less people walking on the street. There's less people that I interact with. And I've kind of gained a negative feeling towards people in general. And I want to change that. So I want to be more active in my family's lives, in my friends' lives, and in just the random encounters that I have. If I think about it, I do make small talk with a lot of people. That's one thing that I still love to do, but I don't make intentional moments of connecting. And even, every single week we go to my parents' house for breakfast and they come to our house for dinner one day a week. And it's great, but I find that my mind is overly distracted and I'm not present in those moments. So I want to be more present in those family moments and more present with my friends, more purposeful as well. I also want to journal and read 15 minutes a day for my 60-day goals. I think that if I can keep up those two things for 60 days, it will lock in a routine and habit. So I'm going to block out time in the morning and the evening to do this work so that I can free my mind of the thoughts that I have and also accelerate my mind by reading and learning more. I think with my reading, I'm going to be doing 60% to 70% kind of personal work reading and then 30% fiction. I feel that I don't read enough fiction. I watch a lot of movies. But I don't read any fiction. And I think that that's something that I really want to engage with. And as for the journaling, I think that journaling is, again, really going to help me release some thoughts that are in my mind and also maybe help me become a better writer or challenge my own ideas of what it takes to write. Sometimes we get writer's block or sometimes we don't record our thoughts and they just kind of keep ruminating in our heads. So I want to be able to write those things down and have a better, clearer mind on where I'm going moving forward. I also love to journal. I just don't do it a lot. I used to be in a job where I wrote all the time, and it was notes. I love taking notes. So this is going to give me a break by really kind of expressing my personality and my mind through my journaling. And I still may make notes, and I might draw a little bit in my journal. Um, but it's going to help me focus on, what happened today, what I want to do tomorrow, and looking forward. On to my 90-day goals. Now, these ones are really kind of the things that I want to lock in permanently long term. They're things that I might not do every day, but things that I want to do a couple times a week. And that way I don't feel like I've failed if I've missed a day or two. So, with my 90-day goals, the first one is exercising 5 times a week. I'm a person who actually likes to exercise 7 times a week, but if I say 5 times a week, then I won't feel bad if I miss a day. And I don't mean just going for a walk. I have a dog. I walk the dog every day. I have kids. I run around with kids every day. And my job is actually very active. So I won't consider those exercise. What I will consider exercise is going on the rowing machine or riding my bike, because I never ride my bike. Lifting weights, doing yoga, things that I think will push me a little bit harder and kind of give me that edge to go one more step above my own personal health currently. Another 90-day goal I want is, again, 5 times a week, probably not on weekends. So during the weekday, I want to go to bed by 11 o'clock every day. I'm the type of person who stays up until 1 or 2 in the morning. I just feel like there's not enough hours in the day. But then when I wake up, I'm groggy, I'm tired, and I don't feel like my full potential is there. But maybe if I get a full night's rest, maybe if I go to bed earlier, I can be more present for my family, my friends, the things that I do in the day, and I can enjoy them more. And hopefully it'll help me wake up earlier, which will then give me that extra time that I need. On my 90-day goals, I also want to drink only, and I know this is a lot, but I only want to have 5 drinks a week. Not all in one sitting, of course, but last year I drank a lot. I'll be honest with that. When I have a couple of beers, it's just really easy to have a couple more. And before you know it, you're 6 to 12 beers into a case. And it's 2 a.m. And you think, what's another one? So by limiting myself to only 5 drinks a week, I can still have fun and I can still have the odd beverage, or if I really want to splurge, I can have all 5 in one day. But then I know that for the rest of the week, that's my limit. And I think that's a comfortable limit for me. Maybe a health professional will be like, whoa, hey, that's a little bit too much. But I think that's appropriate for me. And how am I going to measure a drink? Well, a drink is going to be any glass of wine, any beer, or any shot of alcohol mixed. Or, a single scotch. Because you can't have enough single scotches other than only having 5. Finally, I do have a 365-day New Year's resolution. And it's actually from something that I bought months ago, knowing that I wanted to gift it to my family as something that we can all do together, but also apart, because it's a 1-player game and it's called Better Than Yesterday. This is not sponsored. I found it randomly, probably in like a really cheap store, I want to say, because otherwise I wouldn't have bought it. I think maybe when I bought it, it was at like Superstore or Winners, and it was on the clearance rack. But when I looked at it, I thought, hey, why not give this a shot? And what Better Than Yesterday is a collection of 365 daily challenges that you can do every single day. And they recommend, sharing them on social media. Ooh, cards. They recommend sharing them on social media. And so I think I want to try and do that. And even if it's just a picture, it will be something interesting to see over the course of the full year what I can accomplish. Now, I'm going to pull one out randomly here. And this will be my one for January 1st. So, don't hate, meditate. Set time aside and do a guided meditation. Use your favorite app or find one on YouTube. That's what it says on the back. Meditation increases self-awareness and helps you be more honest with yourself. I find it a little bit tricky to meditate sometimes. My brain kind of goes all over in different places, but meditation is really healthy for you and really good. And we actually have a muse in our house, which will help with that meditation, because the muses are directed meditation that also let you know through sound alerts whether or not your mind is wavering or not. It's a really fascinating device. And so, yeah, I'm going to give that a try today. I'm going to do a 20-minute meditation and use the muse and try and do that guided meditation with this. Either that, or I might do, what's that? What's that guy? I think it's Headspace. I could be wrong, but I'll try one of those. So those are my New Year's resolutions. I think that, again, having 30-day, 60-day, 90-day goals are going to be easily measurable and then be able to be tweaked to either increase or decrease based on my needs. Especially something like exercising 5 days a week. I might start with 15 minutes every single exercise and then work my way up to 20, 25 minutes. But if I set it at 15 minutes for 90 days, if I do go beyond that, that's great. And then at 90 days, I can see, okay, it's 15 minutes enough, or do I want to do more? Do I need less days but more time, or more days but less time? And then maybe, over the course, I can amalgamate some of them. So it's, exercise with a friend twice a week, or have a cheat meal and track my calories and then see what the leftover calories are for the rest of the week. I think these things are kind of like mini games in themselves, and I'll get better with it as I progress. But I definitely want to start with these goals. I have 7 of them for 2024 so far, and I may gain more as we go on. And hopefully this has helped you too. And if you are interested in learning more about goals or trying to figure out how to be a better person, go look at other people's videos, because this is the first video that I'm making on this channel. But I'd love if you like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. That is one of my other goals. I am hoping to make videos regularly on this channel. I'm not going to promise how often, because I don't know what the process is going to be like. Maybe I'll have days where I have a lot of time, and maybe I'll have weeks where I don't have time. I'd like to make a video a week. And I mean, honestly, I'd like to make a video a day, but unless I do it raw format, I don't know if I could get something out every single day. But with that said, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking to the end. My name is Sid, and I will see you in the next one.